Warning, this video may contain burps, belches, farts, flatulence, gas escaping the body. You've been warned. What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, RedemptionAgency.com, 23 years. Selling full-time on eBay. RedemptionAgency.com, urban-picker.com. What's going on? We are at Tuesday. We got baby girl in her bed. We got Pee-wee in the record room, chilling out. All right. How did last week go? How did yesterday go? Monday, I didn't have a video, and I'll explain why if you didn't see what I was doing yesterday. And, are you ready? Are you ready for the future? We'll get into all that here in this video, but let's start out with yesterday. So there wasn't really a lot of stuff to ship Monday morning, so I didn't mess with it till later in the day. But I did try a new thing with the Work With Me style videos, and I did a live broadcast throughout the whole day of a video. It wasn't actually me live, it was me live streaming a video, and it just looped over and over all day long. I'm like, that's the ticket right there, I think. So it gives you something throughout the whole day. Whenever you need something to work with, you can just click on my live and play it in the background. So I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. Today I'll be recording probably some videos so I can, because you can actually, I only did one yesterday, but you can put several together and live stream them and they just loop over. So maybe today I'll make 2 or 3 or 4, and tomorrow I'll live stream all those videos. What I'll probably do is start them after the shipping video type of thing. So they may not start till about noon, and then may go all day till the next noon. Then when actually, I probably won't even have to stop it, actually. No, I won't actually have to stop it unless I wanted to use the camera on my computer to make a video, like a share screen. Then I would have to stop it because it's on the same computer. Now, if this gets going and works really well, I will set it up on another computer instead and just have a computer, maybe the one that plays my trains, have it live stream all day. So look out for that. If it's something you like, let me know. Check out the one from yesterday. I think it went about 10 hours. So that'll be in the live section on the YouTube channel. And you can play that today if you wish. And then also, when I do that, I'll have it open. Instead of my train videos, I'll have it open. So if you're in chat, I can glance over every once in a while and respond back. It may not be in there responding to everything because I'll be working and or pooling and out of the house, since it'll be like a 20 or in bed, since it'll be a 24-hour live stream type of thing. So yeah, so let me know, those of you who like that. I'm curious to see today how that's going to do, like monetarily and stuff. It did pretty well when it comes to my live streams and the amount of viewers. I think we had almost, we got 501 viewers. The average view duration's only 8 minutes on a 10-hour video, but 8 minutes with 500 views. I'm curious to see if that live stream matches up with like videos that get your attention for 8 minutes that have 500 views. So I'm curious to see, because usually live videos you make a lot less, a super amount, a lot less. So I'm curious to see what that'll make. So just out of curiosity, but it's something that will, if you need company, it's always going to be there for you, because I'm there for you. Alrighty. Yeah, so that's something new I am doing. So I'll get that started. My goal is to have a live stream of a Work With Me video, have a live stream of the Nature Sounds video, and have a live stream of the bird feeder video. So that's the goal. I've got the computers to do it. That I got another one just like this that I don't even use. It's sitting over there. So I can pull that one out and hook that one up, create a video on it, live stream from that one. So I've got options. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, just something fun and something different, something another reseller's not doing. So many people, I noticed so many people, not so many, but a few people copy things from my videos, things from my channels, ideas that I come up with, things that I talk about. I can see somebody making the same video or a topic on that video the same day. So I kind of look at it as like a badge of honor, right? Sure, those channels might be getting more views and have more subscribers than I, and I'm not even getting the credit for it, which, guys, if you're going to take somebody's idea, give them credit. Help them out. No matter if they're bigger or smaller. I've always done that. I always will do that. If I get an idea or a credit from somebody, how many times do I mention somebody on this channel? These other channels who take stuff from my channel, they don't mention me. They don't. If you get an idea from me, don't act like you're trying to hide it or you came up with it on your own. Just give whoever you took it from props. That's all. There's no shame in that. You don't have to fake it, right? Just be real. People can tell when you're real or not. And people who are real are going to tell you. I mean, I have people that come on this channel and say, hey, so-and-so took your idea today. So-and-so's doing what you said. And so I go and watch and they don't say nothing about me. I'm like, well, if you're going to take it, just give credit where credit's due. That's all. It's simple. People can see through that, and you can turn off viewers who watch several resellers. If somebody sees somebody doing something different, something unique, or maybe says something that nobody's talked about yet, as you know, I like to be on the forefront of stuff, especially problems with the website. If you take those ideas and make it your own, just give props. It's like making a song and taking a remix from somebody's song and not giving them credit for it, right? Why would you do that? Don't do that. Be a good human. All right. Off of my bandwagon. Got a good amount to ship out this morning. We are at 9:30 a.m. So we're going to see where I'm at today. I'm going to see what I did yesterday, and then we're going to look at last week. See what I did last week. So see how it all played out with all the stuff that was going on and what have you. So for today, we are in the clothing store. I'm at $95.98, and I had to take Jan back to Walgreens yesterday because one of her fridge that holds the expensive controlled substances, drugs, was it had, I guess, too much in it. No, too little in it. So it was a little colder than it should be. So she had to go back and put some more stuff in it and balance the fridge out. They're weird little fridges. But while I was there, I got tired of my reading glasses. Those aren't reading. Those were actually prescription glasses I got, and they cost me $200. They were Oakley's, but these always pop off now, and they won't stay on my face because they won't stay tight. And every time I bend over to pull, they want to fall off, and they're just annoying the hell out of me. So I just got some readers that, for $20, that will do the job. Don't care what they look like. They won't fall off while I'm pulling, and that's all that matters to me. So if I look a little funky, hey, I'm a funky kind of guy. Not this morning, though. I smell good. All right, 95, 90. Yeah, these are not, you can tell these are not prescriptions. Like, I can't see that right here like this. So I have to go up to see it. So you might see me acting a little bit differently to read something. Because right here, I can't see it either way. I can see it, but it's blurry. So I'm going to have to go in a little bit on some of this stuff. Plus, this is the first time I think I've done a shipping video. Well, maybe the second. My computer's set back a little bit, so maybe I did that before and just didn't notice. I just took an offer on Duck Dynasty. Told you Duck Dynasty's back and the stuff's selling now. I always picked it up because I had a feeling that everything comes around again, right? Everything comes around. I didn't necessarily know they'd be back on TV, but everything comes around again. So I've been selling my Duck Dynasty stuff. And plus, Phil, the father of that family, passed away. So, all right. So we got $96 today so far at 9:30 on the clothing store. Let me go in. I know I had a big international sale already to Australia. So let me click in there. Yeah, these glasses don't work. I definitely need to get my prescription glasses back. Over here, we're at $167. So at 9:33, $263 right now, this morning. What I do yesterday, Monday, to start off the week. How did the week start off for you, James? Because as you know, Sundays usually have a shutdown of maintenance and stuff, and especially with all the problems going on, they're shutting down pretty consistently. And again, I'm having buyers. I got certain buyers who cannot accept the offers, any counter offers or offers I send. That seems to be where the problem is being zeroed down to for me on customers who cannot, where offers aren't working right now, is they cannot accept offers from me. So they have to respond with the same offer so that I can accept it. I think most of them just walk away, unfortunately. But that is still a problem. It's been an ongoing problem. You can hear my stomach rumbling. I'll talk about that a little bit too, what's going on with my body right now. All right, so yesterday on the clothing store, we did $364, so not quite 500, but we're getting there. Compared to the last 3 days prior to that, that's good. Okay, and okay, and the media store, $466 yesterday. So $830 yesterday. So over that 800 mark. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Now we're going to do the week. So we're going Monday through Sunday. See what our daily average was and what have you. So last week in the clothing store, I had like 3 or 4 days in a row that was just bottom dollar. So it felt like with the problems that went on Thursday night that started causing the weekend issues, that the clothing store was slower to rebound than the media store, the older account. So over here, $1,815, down 18.5% from the week before. That kind of shows you the store suffered last week with the problems. Yeah, excuse me. I'll talk about this next. So, so last week, so over here, 103 items sold last week, down 22%. Average sale price is $17.62. That's up 4.5%. Top 5 items for the week over here. We got, coming in at number 5, we got action figures at $54, down 45%. Number 3, we got boys hats at $63. That's up 26%. Number 3, in the same position, I do believe, as before, Major League Baseball items. $80 there. That's down 67%. Number 2, men's t-shirts, $149. That's down 13%. And of course, number 1, men's hats, $872. That's up 38%. Moving on to the media store. Monday through Sunday. All sites. Over here, $3,365. That's down 4.6%. 273 items sold. That's down 1.8%. Why does this not feel right to me for some reason? Like I had 150 items sell Friday and Saturday. Why does it not feel right? Anyway, so that gives us a total of $5,181 for the week. Divided by 7, we are at $740 a day. So, trying to get that back up to 800 plus. So 740 is where it's at. Top 5 categories over here sold last week. Coming in at number 5, got action figures, $171. That's up 42%. Coming in at number 3, I sold a mini disc player, a portable mini disc player that I had in storage. So that's number 4, $198. Of course, that's up 100% because I don't sell those every day. Number 3, vinyl records, $448. That's up 10.4%. Number 2, cassette tapes, $559. That's up 28%. And of course, number 1 over here, music CDs, $1,261, up 0.9%. Honorable mention over here is other formats, which would be 8 tracks, $140, up 59%. So there we go. So my body full of gases for some reason, but I think I know the reasoning. I just didn't expect this to happen. So technically started about 4 or 5 days ago. I eliminated all my soda from the house, replaced it with Gatorade Zeros, so I can drink a whole lot less soda. Actually, probably end up drinking 0 sodas. There's still a few pieces left in a 12-pack of Diet Pepsi, so I'll just slowly do them so they don't go to waste. But if I feel like a day I need some caffeine because of a headache or something, I'll do that. But so I did that about a week ago. We're going to do less frozen Cokes. We're cutting those in half every other day as opposed to every day. If I feel like it, I'll just get them on the weekends again. This way I used to do before, just like a Friday and Saturday, have a frozen Coke. So I'll probably get back to that. Because I don't need that stuff every day. I just enjoy them. But I changed my eating patterns. So I snack a lot in the mornings. I'll go to QT to get my frozen Coke. I'll get maybe a little bag of chips, and I'll get maybe sometimes a sausage and egg thing, or I'll get like a cherry pie, and I'll have all that consumed before noon. I'm like, cut that out. You don't need it. You're just filling time while you're catching up, doing whatever you're doing in the morning on YouTube and Facebook and eBay and what have you, getting caught up on everything. So I'm not eating till 1 p.m. I can't have nothing until 1 p.m. And then with everybody's schedule, I usually end up eating with them, which is usually 8, 9 p.m. right before I go to bed. So that's not good. So nothing after 7. So I'm only eating between 1 and 7. And the last few days, I've only been eating 1 meal because 1 meal usually holds me over, and everything else I consume is just out of convenience or boredom or whatever. Not boredom, but what do you call it if you're busy and you're just snacking? Whatever that's called. Not technically boredom, but just compulsive, I guess, snacking. So eliminating that. So just eating in those hours and nothing else. But since I started that, the last 2 days, I've just been full of gas for some reason. Yesterday, all day, my chest was painful. and I could tell it was gas because you can hear, I don't know if you can hear the noises coming from my stomach right now, but just random bursts would be coming out and farts and stuff like that. So yesterday was kind of a deflating day for me. I was just trying to get all those gases out of me, but they're not all out of me yet, and my body's still, I guess, adjusting to that change. So yeah, so you may hear some weird noises, so that's why. I guess my body's just adjusting to that new routine. So, but we're gonna make that a normal routine. It ain't just gonna be a weight loss thing. Just do it every day for life. I mean, why? Why not? When I was poor, I pretty much only ate once a day. So, and I ate far less. So, a bologna sandwich. Ooh, we got chips today. I'm putting some chips on my bologna sandwich, and cheese, woohoo, and mayo, woohoo. That was my excitement as a kid when we had plain chips to put on a bologna sandwich. So yeah, there's no reason why I can't do it. It's not like I'm burning a lot of calories. Still taking the puppies for a walk. I haven't even got on my bike yet this year, except one time. So I need to get back into that routine, get back to bike riding. But I'm gonna let my body adjust to this first, because then I have to figure out, because if you're burning a lot of calories, you have to feed your body. So I have to figure that out. And like, say if I do a bike ride from 5 to 7, okay, when I get back, it might be a little bit after 7. What do I eat? Right? So I need to figure that. Don't just eat junk. Feel something that's going to actually fuel the body, if you will. So I know nothing about that. I've always said, if these sporting teams, instead of advertising for like Jack in the Box and freaking junk, if they advertise stuff that was good for people, stuff that the players on the teams actually used, there would be a whole lot healthier people in this country. I'm just saying, because education is number one tool. A lot of people, convenience, obviously, number one, but number two, education. Most of these people just, it's there. They're selling it to me. I'm getting it. Some of these companies that push healthy stuff, they need to start advertising with sporting events. I'm telling you, it'd probably be a game changer for the company, honestly. For people like me who want to know more about healthier stuff, but who have no clue, because healthy stuff to me is almost like name brand clothes. I know nothing about it. We ate poor, we dressed poor, right? That's how I grew up. And that's just where I've always been. So they could benefit from something like that, I think. All right, let's get to shipping, and then I'm going to talk about, are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's go with the clothing store first. Duck Dynasty. That one just sold as I was starting the video up, so that won't be shipped out this morning. All right, we got one going to the Philippines. We got one going to Switzerland. And I'll remove those. All right, let me get some space here to work my hat boxes. All right. So yeah, I hope to start deflating a lot. So you should start seeing it in my face first, I'm sure. My face has been looking a little poofier than normal. So I usually sit at about 195. When I would diet and go onto it like an exercise routine, I'd get down to 180 to 183. But then, of course, I'd always just go back to my normal whatever and then be back up at 195 in no time, right? So the goal is just to change everything and hopefully always stay around that 180 mark. All right, first up, we've got a Live Lucky Black Clover hat. Just put up not too long ago. So for 14 bucks, headed to Vermont. So, are you ready? And not for a lot, even though we got one coming up. In the other store. But are you ready for AI? Now, a lot of people are talking about this, and you might be tired of hearing about it. If it's something that you're afraid of or don't want to deal with, or you say you're not going to use, etc., etc. I'm sure you're tired of hearing about it, but you come to my channel for information. And you know I'm going to be straight up with you about everything unless there's an NDA clause involved, which there still is for something I can't talk about. But everything else I say, you come here because you know you're going to get the truth as I know it. All right, Laura. Now, I'm trying to be as educational as I can as I learn, basically, because I'm learning too about AI, best ways to use it, etc., etc. So I'm trying to take the pain out of it for you guys and share with you everything I can so that you can benefit from it too. I'm not here to hide something. Ooh, I found this and this is awesome. I want to get an advantage over somebody else. I'm not a bowdy that, as Master P would say, right? Next up, we've got. So at least, if you're tired of hearing about it, at least hear me out, because I'm here. I'm trying to do it for you while I learn. We got this women's Coogi blue dress shirt thingy. So for $24, headed to Lake Villa, Illinois. Now, I will say, if you're a full-time reseller, you better be listening to me. If you're part-time, technically you better be listening to me, because your life's going to get a whole lot easier and a whole lot richer if you do listen to me. James, can you guarantee that? I can guarantee it if you are willing to listen to me and put in the work, which will be technically less than you did last year. But you'll be making more. Of course, I can't 100% guarantee everything. But this is the way I see it as of right now. No, I said 15, not 7. So, if you're someone like my parents, someone I try not to be like, and you just want to dismiss anything new or change or anything like that, if you decide to do it with AI, you're going to go out of business. You're going to not make nothing. You're going to be pushed to the side. I'm not going to say guarantee anymore. I'm just saying this is the way I see it happening, the way I see it playing out. If you're doing what you're doing today, yesterday, last year, and you're doing the same way at the end of this year, next year, you're going to be farther down the totem pole than you are right now. We got this Wisconsin Badgers polo shirt. 3XL, sold for $13. Headed to West Isles, Wisconsin. West Isles, Wisconsin. You're going to go out of business. Now, if you're doing this for whatever poops and giggles, fine. If you're doing this for the money, don't be that person. Start listening to what me and other resellers are trying to give you information about. Go to something like, just start with Chat GPT. And that's the simple. That's the only one I'm playing with right now. I'm not going to get overwhelmed with all these different ones and let me try They're all going to basically do the same thing. One may be a week or a month ahead of another, maybe. But like something like ChatGPT, since I've been playing with it, it's come a long way. It's doing things that it wasn't doing a month or 2 months ago, getting me better results. So just find one, stick with it, and play with it. Now, the thing about these things that I've noticed is the more details you give it, the better answers you're going to get. So if you wanted to know about, parts of a 1967 Camaro, well, if you put in the engine instead of just parts of the car, you're going to get a more specific answer, right? So it's simple like that. You know what I mean? So be very detailed with it. Talk to it like it's a kid learning, because it wants to know what you're talking about so it can pull everything in. So talk to it like a baby and explain yourself, and if you want the most detailed answers. That's first and foremost. Then, now, you can ask it pretty much anything. What this is doing is just pulling all the information it can scrub online. And every day, just how much content is added to online every day, I don't know, but ask ChatGPT. I bet you it'll tell you. Where you at? Oh, I'm on this other one. I hate Edge. How much informational content is uploaded to the internet daily? Let's see if it gives me an answer. Usually don't take this long. I'm not signed into my account down here. Oh, I misspelled things. That's probably why. Let me go back and try that again. Anyway, you know what I mean? There's a lot of information that's added. Estimating how much informational content uploaded daily is challenging because of the vast variety of content platforms and types. Again, if I would narrow it down, it would have been able to give me a precise answer. Daily data creation, around 328.77 million terabytes of data are generated every day globally as of 2024. YouTube, 720,000 hours of video are uploaded every day. Instagram, 100 million photos and videos uploaded every day. TikTok, 34 million videos uploaded every day. Emails, over 333 billion emails sent daily. Now, I don't think it goes into emails because that's private, but anything public, it's going to scrub and find details on whatever you're asking about. And like I said, there's a lot of info every day, so it's just going to grow and become smarter every day. And what it does, it doesn't just pick from one, because you could probably say, well, it's going to pick the wrong thing. From what I understand, it pulls in from various sources and narrows down the most precise answer. So the only way something could be misleading is if there's more misleading material out there than there is actual, factual, or correct information, if you will. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. There's going to be mistakes, yes. We got this Disney Hollywood Studios shirt sold for $16, headed to Tallahassee, Florida. But it's going to be more reliable than the gossip you hear on the streets. You know what I mean? Your mother and Aunt Betty sitting around at the coffee or at the table drinking coffee and gossiping. Yeah, it's going to be more reliable than that. Emily. Now, people are only afraid or challenged by something when you lack information about it. And the best way to learn about something is to use it. So I've gotten response back from a lot of you guys who say you enjoyed watching my ChatGPT on how to create eBay listings with it. All right, we got this Carhartt Kansas City Chiefs hat. Sold for $40, headed to Rogers, Arkansas. And what I'm loving about that is it's taken the brain power out of it for me. The thing that always stopped me from listing stuff I didn't like is because I got to put brain power into something I don't really care about. I got to learn about this purse before I can list it and make sure I get some decent keywords in there. That takes time and pain in the ass, and I just throw it aside. This takes all of that out. This is going to make reselling, not just this, but this plus the future, is going to make reselling so accessible to so many more people. It's going to make people sell stuff that they don't normally sell before, just because there's going to be no effort, brain power wise, into doing this. It's going to become the Wild West here soon. And those first on board, the first out of the gate, are going to reap the best benefits before everybody else starts jumping on board and going, ooh, wait, this is some easy money. Boom. Then the bucket starts getting fuller and fuller. The market gets fluttered and fluttered. The market gets more packed. And then it may start getting a little bit harder and may eventually level out and adjust. But those that get out in front of it are going to reap the benefits right off the bat. So it will pay. You will definitely benefit better if you start getting on this and learning about it now. When I listed this, I guess I didn't recognize this W because I put unknown W, but that's Shaun White. So this is Shaun White kid's hat. Sold for $10.50, headed to Magnolia, Texas. Texas. So I've got that video out showing you how I do it. All my future work with me videos are going to include, as of right now, is going to include ChatGPT showing how I do things, because I've been using it for 2 days now, and last night I decided to try a different process, because before I was doing pretty much everything at one time. I'd do the picture, the title, or upload the picture, put in the title, do all this the details, and then I would list it. So I was doing it all at the same time. So now, last night I go, okay, I'm going to do something a little bit differently with this box. So, as you know, I'm the person who's just going to try different things and give you the best way that I feel it can be done. So last night before I called it a day, I decided to do a box, a huge, one of the big boxes, like the 20 by whatever's that Jan had filled with just generic Christmas stuff that she wanted me to list. You know, zip bags of ornaments, little individual ornaments, just generic Christmas stuff. So I do 10 at a time because it only takes 10 photos on ChatGPT. So what I do is I go to ChatGPT, I pick the first picture of the first 10 items, upload it, ask it the same question, just copy and paste it from the prior one. You got to start new chat after each one, but start letting it do its thing. Then I go to eBay, I create 10 drafts, then I upload the pictures. Because if you do it if you create 10 drafts and then hit resume, you can click the picture thing, upload picture, next, upload pictures, next, upload pictures, next. So it's real quick. So as I'm doing that, it's populating over on ChatGPT. So yesterday, instead of doing it complete, so after I uploaded those pictures, I'm still in the multi-draft thing. I just go over and start copying the titles. Like I'm not checking them, I'm just copying them. So I just made yesterday, I think it was like, what was it? 50 drafts in like a matter of probably like 15 minutes. Now all I have to do is go back into my drafts, click on each one individually, make sure the title matches the picture, and it's in the right categories and item specifics. So I'm breaking it up like that just to see if it's more enjoyable for me as opposed to doing it one by one type of thing. So yeah, I think the other day, what I say, from start to finish on a box of hats, I did 35 items in 55 minutes from start to finish, pictures and all, taking the pictures and all. And that was the first time of actually doing it. So, you know, depending on what it is, it's probably how I'll handle it. But I'm trying different things. We got a TJ Oshie shirt. TJ Oshie announced his retirement yesterday, so that finally sold for $10.50. Headed to Miller Place, New York. So all my future, like the ones I'll record today, will be variations of me using the ChatGPT. So then you'll at least get something else out of those work with me videos when I do get them complete. Seven. Ashley. So here's what I'm doing, and I would recommend you doing, because there are things I know about the future that you may not know. All right, we got this unknown O logo hat. Sold for $10.50, headed to Manlius, New York. Find you a system that you like, that you enjoy, that you're the quickest at, whatever the case may be, with using something like ChatGPT. Because why I'm working on this system of how to do it is because I think it's going to transfer well with anything that's coming for the future. I repeat, if you create a system that works quick for you now with ChatGPT, copy and pasting the title, blah, blah, blah. If you create the whole system from picture taken to filing now, I think it's going to benefit you in the future because you're going to be able to use that same system, but with less steps, hopefully. I'll just say that. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm trying all this different stuff. To create a system that I like, a system that works. And like I said, it takes the brain power out of it. All you have to do is double check. Yeah, that looks good. Done. Yeah, that looks good. Done. Yeah, that looks... Oh, let me change that word. That doesn't really describe it. Let me delete that word. Done. Let me add this word. Done. We got this camo hat. This is actually one that ChatGPT put up. They put up camel mesh trucker hat, distressed USA, flag cap, patriotic military outdoor style. So that's what it put on that hat. Sold for $10.50. Headed to Fort Sam Houston, Texas. And that's another benefit about using ChatGPT right now. Is not only is it taking the brain power out for you, it's smarter than you are. So it's putting in words that you may not have even thought about putting it in. Simple words. You ever put tape at the end of cassette? I never did. Just because I had to type 4 more letters. It puts it in every one. It'll put in words that you may not even know, that you might have to Google to make sure it describes your item. I've done that. Will that be the word that helps it sell quicker? Could be. And puppies. If you're in a room, I always say, if you're the smartest person in the room, and this is a quote I've taken from somebody, I don't remember who originally said it. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? So if you're in a room with people who are smarter than you, are you in the corner keeping to yourself? Or are you mingling? You're going to benefit more if you're mingling. You're going to learn more. You're going to make contacts more, whatever the case may be. You're going to be a better person if you're mingling in a room smarter than you. So with the technology that's smarter than you, it's going to behoove you. I don't think I've ever used that word in the history of my life. It's going to behoove you, and I think I'm using it correctly, to get on something like ChatGPT and start learning it now. Behoove you. I don't even know exactly what that word means. It just felt like it fit right there from where I've heard it before. All right, we got this Echo Unlimited cargo pants, new with tags. Sold for $20, headed to Akron, Ohio. Behoove. Sounds like something that we had a conversation with an owl. It's something he would say. Oh, James, behoove you. Sounds like a compliment an owl would give you. One. Toby. Blink. Let's break it down. Oh. Break it down. Oh. Generation Clash. Generation Clash. Ooh, some gas, excuse me. I'm going to say excuse me for anything that comes out of my body right now, so I don't have to keep saying it. There. Excuse the gas that is escaping my body, please. My anatomy tank is full. That one's full. What? That one's full. I already got 2 totes full. Sarah. Lord. I started to throw that in my trash. Oh, it's this, James. I got 2 more totes. Ow. That tote bit me. Now, the media store with some oddball stuff in it. Some different stuff. I likey. Alright. That's sold. Have not shipped. Pulled that. Whoops. Wrong one. There we go. Get the shipping label. So we got 20 orders going out. Combined. We got the one going to Australia, which was another one of those Michael Jackson flats, since I probably won't do this one till tomorrow or till later, since I just bought it. So $60 going to Australia. So I'll just put that right there. That's the only international. All right, first up, we got tape only CNC Music Factory. Sold for $4.50. Headed to Rhode Island. Who would have thought? I wonder if I'm sold out of the complete versions or something. Thomas. Some of these items, I'm like, did I pull that? Yes, I did. We got East Coast Family CD, sold for $5, headed to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And that could use a resurface. Khalif. Next up, we've got this classical piece. Sold for $5, headed to Irvine, California. And remember, when you're starting out trying to create a system, that's going to be slower at first until you learn something and get the muscle memory and things like that going. So never feel like it's slower or anything until you've given it some time. to get used to it, to create it, different things like that, right? So don't just brush something off in the first 5 minutes. Because if I can benefit from it, and I'm already quicker than you with listing, then you're definitely going to benefit from it, right? So Legend of Atlantis DVD, so for $5 headed to Greensboro, North Carolina. The Fabulous 50s. Another way of I'm kind of looking at it too is I think the people who are everything sellers and the people who are very unique, who maybe they're, you know, who maybe there might not be a lot out there. Like, let's just take me, for example, because I'll sell anything, and take like Josh, for example, because he's stereo views. And as far as I know, there's not a lot of sellers out there, you know, big sellers selling, you know, or decent size sellers even, selling a lot of stereo views. I don't think they're like a postcard thing, right? Where there's probably 1 million different sellers selling 10,000 postcards. So I think those two categories are going to benefit the most from this AI thing. I think if you're niched down into, say, even clothing, it may get harder over time for you. But again, if you're one of the first ones out of the gate, you're going to benefit right off the bat. Fabulous 50s, disc 3. So for $5, headed to Stateville, North Carolina. Because if it's going to make reselling brainless when it comes to the listing process, more people are going to be able to do it. More people are going to be able to do it quicker than they can do it now, which is going to mean more items. So that means markets could get flooded. So if you're in a specific, depending on market, one may be flooded more than another, et cetera, et cetera. So people who are across many markets, I think are going to benefit more in the long run. 4. Great. And I think a lot of people, or not a lot, I'm just saying some people I think look at what's going to happen too narrowly. And because I see a lot of resellers on YouTube who look at their business, who look at reselling on eBay in a very narrow window. So I think they're using that same headspace for what they think AI is going to be in the future, or what's going to do to reselling in the future. Come Poop With Me, Triumph the Insult Dogs CD. So for $5, headed to Quincy, Illinois. Because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what's out there, right? If I've got 60,000 items in my store and I've got this many buyers, well, that's only what 0.00000000000000000000000001 of all the buyers across the world. You see what I'm saying? I think the one wrong thing about, I think, being a reseller on YouTube, and maybe even those that are not on YouTube, is you don't look broadly enough. And I don't know, in my eyes, if you think like that, you're thinking that, I don't know, like, what's a good way of putting it? That's not, I mean, I don't mean this in any disrespectful way. Like, your items aren't all that type of thing, right? My items aren't all that. Nobody's items are all that. Like, if you take the worst items out there, which I may have in my store, right? And I double them, my sales are going to go up. What that percentage is going to be is yet to be determined. But the more you put out there, the more buyers you're going to attract. Because, maybe that's a good way of putting it, resellers think they're bigger than they are. I just said that the amount of my buyers are 0.5001 of all the buyers in the world. Some people think that they're selling to 100% of their buyers. No, you're not that special, right? I'm not that special. Nobody on earth is that special. Unless you're in a niche-only market that you own 100% of, you are not selling to 100% of your buyers. So how many out there are you leaving on the table? How many out there are you missing because you don't have this certain item or that certain item? Because I don't have this cassette listed, I don't have that buyer. Whether anybody else has that listed or not is irrelevant. Because that's a buyer that's off the table for me because I don't have it listed. You see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. Just remember, we're not that special. Our stores are not that special. Our items are not that special. We're not selling to 100% of our audience. Or not even 100% of our audience. We're not selling to 100% of any audience, let alone our own audience. That's probably a good way to put it. Stick CD sold for $8, headed to Pocatello, Idaho. Pocatello? Pocatello? I don't know. Pocatello? Look, if you haven't learned anything from me, all right, you learn I'm not the smartest person in the world. Hell, I can't even pronounce half the freaking places I send stuff to. But I can make $300,000 a year and put $150,000 of that in my pocket. There's something to that, right? I talk from the gut. I talk from experience. I talk from what's the word I'm looking for? I talk from the way I perceive things. Maybe that's the way. But we got DC Flash. Sold for $14.50. Headed to Van Nuys, California. Maybe that's what I'll use for my thumbnail. Resellers, you're not that special. Because we are not. We think we are more than we really are. Or bigger than we really are, or whatever. I prefer to look at things I enjoy looking at the unknown. Like, I don't want to know everything. I like trying to figure it out. And maybe that's the biggest reason I am not religious. Because I don't want to believe something just to believe it. Joshua Redman CD sold for $5, headed to Mableton, Georgia. I like the thought of bigger, more, better, things that we can't even comprehend, right? I want to see sales that I can't comprehend. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for, oh, if I list more, it's going to saturate the market and I'm going to make less. No, I'm looking for, if I put it more up, I'm going to sell more because I'm finding stuff that I didn't realize was there. I think the other way of thinking I was talking about can actually hold people, not just hold people back, but that could be the difference between somebody failing and somebody being successful, honestly. We got this Halloween bear rug here. Sold for $10, headed to Brooklyn, New York. Because if you're putting limits on something, then you're limiting yourself somehow, some way. Why do that? That's only going to slow you down. If you put limits on anything, you're putting limits on yourself at the end of the day. And I'm not a fan of limits. When it comes to prospering, growing, become more than you realized was even possible, even existed. Next up, we got this little Pepsi die-cast NASCAR piece. Sold for $8.50, headed to West Warwick, Rhode Island. Let's just go one big one. And also, on top of things that other resellers might be saying about saturation and, you know, how it might destroy people, the negative side of it, you know, only looking at that, they're not taking in all the variables. Not only all the variables, but all the variables that may not exist right now. Because if AI is making reselling easier, what's it going to do to buying? Like right now, I can't even think of an example of what it could do to making buying items more widespread on the internet. Like, who's to say you're not, I literally can't even think of anything. So how can I discount what may be? Because if it's helping in all these other areas, who am I to say it's not going to help there? Because I guarantee you it's going to do something for the buying sector. What's it going to do, and how will that impact? How will that variable mixed into the equation, and what will what would the outcome be from that? You know, we see innovations consistently all the time, especially in the tech world. And if there's a company out there wanting to sell something, they're going to find a way to sell it. And they're going to jump on board any way possible to sell it. Any new kind of innovation. All right, now we're at a true, are you ready? Hey. for a vinyl lot. Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 pieces. So that is, I believe, all of this. We got Dre, Chevy riding. We got Yin Yang Twins Wait remix. David Banner play. Alrighty, Boss Hog Outlaw, Slim Thug. Julio Santana. Youngbloods, Chop Chop. R. Kelly, Fiesta. Millionaire, Grown and Sexy. That reminds me of me. Minus the grown part. Okay. And we got David Banner. All right, double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it is. We've got 5, 6, 5, 8, 5, 5, 6, 5, $10. Buy 2, get 2 free, plus an extra one thrown in for good measure. Move out of the way. Thank you very much. Okay. 3, 10. George. George of the jungle, strong as he can be. Watch out for that tree. I don't remember the words. All right, next up we got Cutlass Strong Tower CD. So $5 headed to Lawton, Oklahoma. Marriott. Next up, we got Radiohead, disc only. So for $4, headed to Roosevelt, New Jersey. Needs resurfaced. John McDermott, Danny Boy collection. So for $4, headed to Sacramento, California. Next up, we've got something needs to go in a box. Better fit in here anyway. Ibanez gig bag for a guitar. Guitar. Sold for $11. Headed to Carnicrow, Louisiana. Something like that. $15.11.7. 2-4. Jason. Waiting for Jason. Waiting for Jason. Next up, we've got Pebbles. Always CD. I didn't realize Pebbles had so much to do with TLC's career. I started watching that TLC documentary on Netflix. So for $5, headed to Memphis, Tennessee. Like, aha, that's how she made her money. She didn't make it selling albums. And lastly, over here, we got the best of Christmas. We do have all that jazz hat that sold, and this Relics purse sold on the other store that's going international. But I'll do those later because I got to resurface these CDs, get this stuff to the post office. Another one that needs resurfaced. San Antonio, Texas, for $4. Jesus. Prince Zelebaz. It still won't print up right. It's been a week now that I can't print the frickin' scan form over here because it won't shrink it. I've tried everything on my end. Last time it was fixed in like a day or two on eBay, I guess. I guess it's a eBay issue because I can't figure it out. Let me try dropping it half in size. Still nothing. Let me drop it some more, half it again. No, I mean, it's just, no matter what I put it at, it just wants to print it the same way. That sucks because I'm going to have a lot of stuff that probably is not going to get scanned within the 2 days because of it. Sylvester. Margaret. Cook. Marianne. Bond. Brandon. Jimmy. Douglas. Brandon. Gray. I wonder if he's a plain dude. Or if he's colorful. Being named Gray. Alex. Khalif. I think that's how it's pronounced. And Thomas. Bam. Alright. I gotta resurface this stuff and get it moving. Get it moving. Alright. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Yeah, see, this is all it'll do. He prints it out anyway just in case, but it won't give me no scan. And that's the big store. Alright, thanks everybody. I will see you all in the next video. Later.